Hello everyone, I'm back with part 2 of the session Trending Robotics. So I'm sure that everyone would have watched the part 1 of the video. Hope you all liked it, and if you have not watched it then you can go to and watch it now. The link is in the description box, and please do like the part 1 and even the part 2 because this session is very much interesting and fun. So I hope everyone like it. So now, without wasting any time, let me hand over the floor to the speaker for the continuation of this session, Trending Robotics.
So, entertainment sector is going to have huge number of robotics coming into the picture, and kids or the schools will be adopting these technologies as well. So, it will be more fascinating and interesting for the kids to understand and learn with robotics. Not only on land, as we said, like robots are also used or also been applicable in water as well. So when it comes to the water robots, you will feel more fascinated. You will be loving, understanding, and looking at it. You will feel more amazing how this under robot works. One of the major one is robotic fish. One of the robotic fish has been designed from University of Essex, Professor Hussain Hu. He has designed 17 different models of robotic fish. If you find out this fish, which looks very similar to a general robot, but at the same time it looks like a fish. This fish robot is available in London Aquarium, and it is mostly used for a wonderful purpose, which is a very big problem in the present humankind. It is nothing but the pollution. How much the water is getting polluted day by day, apart from the land, it can be identified with the help of this robotic fish. Apart from the robotic fish, there are some other designs which will make you to be awake to understand. Those are nothing but the snake robot. Snake robot can also be used in the water robotics. Apart from that, we have got salamander robot, which works both on land and as well as water. And including that, we have got different designs of turtle, jellyfish, octopus, all those designs. These are biologically inspired and understand the nature of the animals or the understand the nature of the sea animals and identify how the working process is going on. These different designs will help us to understand the ecosystem and understand the bionics which is behind the animals. This fish robot is available in London Aquarium, and it is mostly used for a wonderful purpose, which is a very big problem in the present humankind. It is nothing but the pollution. How much the water is getting polluted day by day, apart from the land, it can be identified with the help of this robotic fish. Apart from the robotic fish, there are some other designs which will make you to be awake to understand. Those are nothing but the snake robot. Snake robot can also be used in the water robotics. Apart from that, we have got salamander robot, which works both on land and as well as water. And including that, we have got different designs of turtle, jellyfish, octopus, all those designs. These are biologically inspired and understand the nature of the animals or the sea, understand the nature of the sea animals and identify how the working process is going on. Along with this underwater robots, we have got a very miniature structured robots which are very much interesting to learn and see the size of them as well. Example like an ant robot. I think most of you have seen Ant-Man movie. In the Ant-Man movie, if you find out, the human being is going to be a size of an ant. And here we have got ant robots, mosquito robots, grasshopper, and many more. All these has got a very small in size, small in battery, and as well as the structure. If you find out to learn how the structures can be designed, you will be talking about the nanoscale devices. And these are having a multiple examples. These are having a multiple applications in different areas will help us to know our different scenarios as well. These biologically inspired ant robots and mosquito robots will make us to understand how the nature works and how they are building and constructing their homes, how they are carrying their food, how they are working together. So all these structures can be learned with the help of this robotics. So in future, the robotics will help us to understand the nature much better and much closer and in the best formatting way. Now, here comes the third category, which is very much high. It is nothing but the flying robots. Most of us will be estimating that flying robots are very difficult. Flying robots are one of the major sector which is going to change their entire living format, because in future you can see flying cars. Already you have been working out with the flying drones which can carry the material from one position to another position and spraying in agriculture as well. So this flying robots is going to change the way of life what we are leading right now. And this flying robots, the major part is taken care by drones. Drone, quadcopter or multicopter is something like which is going to be helpful for us to fly. It has got a multiple designs with 2D, 3D, and it helps us in multiple applications as well. Example in military, or carrying loads, or taking material from one position to another position, or carrying human beings from one location to another location. Example, you can find it out, Uber taxi. Uber taxi is first flying car which is going to take the passengers from one position to another position. And there are many research functionalities going on in this flying drones. And in these drones, we have got multiple applications as well. Along with all these categories, I am going to talk about a very much interesting application which is called self-reconfigurable robots. Self-reconfigurable robots, the name itself says how it is going to change its own conditions. I think in most of the movies you find out that robots is going to be refabricating by its own. Example like Ravan, a movie where all the cubes is going to break down and recombine by themselves to form a structure. Here in self-reconfigurable robots, the structures are made by the algorithms, and those algorithms are developed and created by the users and the creators to make the structure by its own. From the olden days to the present days of communication, we have seen a vast differences, like writing from a letter, talking on phone, having a video call now, and in future, this self-reconfigurable robots will make us to be much closer. Along with artificial virtuality, along with augmented reality and virtual reality, this self-reconfigurable robots will make us communication much closer and much better. And how we see the holograms coming into the picture, this is going to be the physical structure. So if you take an example, I can have my same similar structure next sitting to me with the help of this self-reconfigurable robots. In the very near future, our communication is going to change from a general video call format to a 3D. So guys, these are all the different kinds of robotics which is taking the trends to the next level and having multiple application. If you take it as a land or water or air, which is only the basic classification, but it has got multi classifications or categories which have been included into this. If you find out more videos on the internet, you will find different applications, different structures and different designs. But altogether, we need the most important parts to build all those robots. I'm going to take some time to talk about all those parts which will help us to construct or get an idea on how these robots are built. Apart from the programs or algorithms, the basic requirement of the material is going to. In order to design and develop the above mentioned robots, here are the few components which you have to learn. Out of which the first one will be the chassis or base. If you consider the base doesn't have any shape or a regular format. It all depends upon the application. So choose your own base or the design based on the application of the robot. And whereas while you are taking a choice, it is important that to measure in which format you want to design. And along with it, you select the material format as well. Chassis can be designed with different materials like iron, wood, plastic, foam, and whichever the material you feel like. It all depends upon the application and the way it is going to be used. Some of the materials in robotics can be used with different formats. Example like, you can construct a robot with a plastic which gives a very less strength, but at the same time it can be molded into any shape. Whereas if you take it as iron or any metal, it is going to be more weight and it has got more stability, but at the same time the construction of it would be much different. If you consider wood or aluminium, it will be lightweight, but at the same time working with those kind of materials requires a lot of other tools as well. So selection of chassis or design of chassis, it's completely based upon the application and the tools we are going to use in it. Apart from chassis, the next most important part of the robot is going to be the motors. Motors is going to be playing a very crucial role in robotics because motors are of different types and based on the applications you need to select a particular set of motors which has got different torques and RPMs. Motors are available in 4 different formats. 1 AC motor, 2 DC motor, 3 stepper motor and servo motor. Generally in robotics we don't use most of the AC motors, and most preferably we use DC motors. In DC motors, torque and RPM plays a very crucial role. So based on your application, select the motor with respect to most of the DC motors works with 12 volts battery. So here when we consider a DC motor, you have to find out the size, the shaft and the speed for the application part. Along with the DC motors, you might find some of the application requires stepper motors. Stepper motors are the one which plays a crucial role in robotic arms or any motors which need to be controlled at a particular angle. So when there is a difference between a stepper motor and a DC motor, DC motors will be applied at a regular rotation format, whereas in stepper motors we take it as a step angles. So step angles is going to be considered according to the position, it is going to be giving an accurate result. Apart from the stepper motor, the next motor comes up is servo motor. And the last one was servo motors. Servo motors are basically controlled by a microcontroller unit, where it gives the signals and accordingly the servo motor works. And in that servo motor, we will be operating at a high torque with a low RPM, and considering the size is also small when compared to a DC motor. Whereas DC motor directly works with the help of battery, here servo motor will work with the help of a microcontroller unit. So all you need to understand is which type of motor or which particular torque or how much RPM it has to rotate. It all depends upon the application which you are working on it, and you need to do some research based on which your robot will be giving 100% efficient output. Next, after coming to the motor, the next coming part is battery. Battery plays a major role when it comes to the power supply for the robot. Crucially, batteries have got different formats or different models. In batteries, we have got lead acid, lithium polymer, nickel cadmium and many more. Out of which the regular market which is available is lead acid batteries, but at market the regular batteries which are available is lead acid because it is at a low cost but high weight is high, but high weight. Whereas lithium polymer has got very less weight and comfortable in working with it, but at the same time it has got more cost. So when it comes to different parameters, the lead acid versus lithium polymer batteries, lead acid is more preferable in the cost basis, lithium polymer is more preferable in the weight basis. So it depends upon your design and construction of robot, you can select whichever the battery you like. And there are some other batteries like 9 volts which is only helpful for your testing format, because 9 volts batteries doesn't work for a long time. So it is a crucial part which kind of battery you select and how much time it's going. At last, there are some other important parts apart from this motor, battery and chassis, which is nothing but sensor unit. Sensors are going to be one important aspect in your semi-autonomous robot as well as autonomous robots. Whereas in semi-autonomous, there will be a logic hidden in the electronic unit and it is completely based upon the sensors. And in sensors, there are more than 30 different types of availabilities like ultrasonic, fire, PIR and many more. Here we are not going to discuss completely about sensors, but based on the sensors, your applications can be more precise and more accurate. And selection of sensor is also very important part is going to be in the robotics design. In that design, it depends upon selection of sensor plays a key role in the working format of the robot as well. And sensor is completely based upon the environment. All the physical entities can be identified with the help of sensors, and those sensors will give you the accurate output for your application. So the last component which is very important in this robotic applications are control unit. Control unit is basically divided into 2 formats. 1, either the manual interference, 2, autonomous. Manual interference is someone who is going to control the robot according to his instructions, where the robot is going to move, do the actions according to the controlling person. Whereas in autonomous, it is completely based upon the robot itself, where it all depends upon the program, how he has written and what application it is going to be worked. In manual, there are again 2 different formats where wired and wireless. In our childhood, basically we use wired robot where you will be having a remote and the robot connected with a wire. Whereas wireless is something like your toy car, how you are playing with it. When it comes to the autonomous, it again based on the sensors and the programming logic written in the microcontroller. Mostly nowadays people are using Arduino boards for writing the programs for robots and applying them in different conditions. And based on the conditions, the robot works like obstacle avoidance, line follower, tabletop, and many more. And here, with the help of this chassis, battery, wheels, sensors, and controlling unit, you can design from a smallest part of the robot till the end. In order to construct this kind of robots, additionally to the parts of this robot, you need to have some tools. Tools like soldering iron, flux, and those tools are wire stripper, soldering iron, solder roll, flux paste, spanner set, wrench, insulating tape, wires, and screwdrivers as well. So using these different kinds of tools and with all these components, you can construct different kinds of robots with different applications. But make sure that you need to some groundwork and research on what kind of model you want to construct and how big and how small it has to be. The more considering parameters are batteries and motors, which will help you to find out how best the robot application can be done. We at TechTeam Solutions have designed n number of robots with different models like agricultural robot, firefighting, and many more robots designed and built and constructed for different conditions. We would like to hear from you what different kinds of robots you are expecting from us or what different kinds of models you are looking at, so that we will help you out to design, develop and construct those kind of robots. Any design which will be applicable for any conditions, we are ready to help with you.
Thank you, my lovely viewers, for watching the video till end. Hope you love the session, and please do give a thumbs up to it, to this part 2 video, and please do comment and share it to all your dear friends who are in love with this robotics. Thank you everyone for watching the video till end. Please do give a big thumbs up to the video if you loved it, and do comment and share it to all your dear friends who love robotics. So if anyone is new here, then please do subscribe to our channel Prerna Plus, because we'll come up with many more interesting topics and even many more interesting contents. So please do subscribe it and share it to everyone. Today's like target is 1K. So please do give a thumbs up to it and share it and make it reach 1K plus likes. Thank you friends. Bye bye friends. Meet you next week, same day, same time, with yet another interesting topic and a good motivational speaker. And until then, stay home, stay safe and enjoy yourself.